Hello, hello, hello. What's up, everybody? I hope that you are having a fantastic day. I'm looking forward to being with you for another small business selling skills tip. I think that we have my fun little, all right, wait, the video's not working. If you can see the video right now, can you shoot a comment below or just say if you're just seeing my screen? I don't know what's going on, why this is not working. Because we had this problem yesterday too. Nothing like a bunch of live stream technical issues. Oh, did I push the right button? I think I did push the right button. Oh my gosh. All right. Well, hey, sorry to have that little hiccup there. I think we figured it out. All right. Very cool. Awesome. Thank you for those of you who stuck through that as opposed to just watching my face. Looking forward to spending this time with you now that I've got to reshift into talent mode as opposed to IT mode. All right. Here's what we're going to talk about today. Very simple and very important part of the sales process if you are a small business owner, if you are a solopreneur freelancer. And in fact, I think this goes for all sales professionals as well. And really what I want to talk about is how to take a networking relationship or somebody, a relationship you've built while you were networking and actually move it into a sales conversation. Because I think this happens a lot for salespeople and especially for business owners who have decided that the way they're going to build their business is through networking, where you get into, for lack of a better way of saying it, the friend zone. And the analogy I would often use here is the one to dating, where you might have met somebody in a social situation and you maybe have met a couple times, and maybe one of the people involved in this, friendship or this acquaintanceship would actually like to go out, maybe on a date and see if there's, something more there. And so they go, hey, you want to go grab dinner sometime or go grab a beer sometime, whatever it might be. And so then you go into this environment, you're like, is this a date or not? And people don't really know, all right, whether or not it's a date. And in our personal lives, especially when you're younger, I don't know if you remember having these conversations with friends, like when you're in college or just, younger, you're like, wait, I think we went on a date. I don't know what we did last night. And there's some awkwardness there. So this can actually happen. Hey, Alfred, what's up? Good morning. Welcome. Glad to have you here. This can actually happen in business as well. So it's very common where you've met somebody at a networking event, maybe, or possibly two or three times at different events if you're going, every month. And you think that there is an opportunity for you to do business together. You're like, hey, this person would be a great prospect for me. And what happens a lot is that you, as the person who would like to sell this person your services, you kind of just hope that they go, hey, wait, can I hire you? You seem fantastic. And there's a lot of it's just fuzzy, right? You might say, hey, let's grab a cup of coffee, find out more about each other's businesses or whatever it is. And again, you had a great cup of coffee and you're like, oh, I could totally help you, but you're still waiting for them to take the next step. And I think a lot of times this happens because there's not really just one sales close anymore. When we think about the modern sales process, I actually call it, in hyper-connected selling, I call it the idea of the next question, getting to the next step. And so really, there's a lot of smaller closing questions along the way. And with any closing question, anytime we're asking for something, we can get a little nervous. What if they say no? What if we're rejected? All those normal challenges that we have in the sales process. And so we don't ask. So we don't really look for that clarity. So what I'm going to suggest to you is something very simple. When you are in a relationship, meaning you've met somebody in a networking conversation, this isn't for just somebody you've met, cold. This isn't really a cold approach, but somebody you've had a conversation with, maybe multiple conversations, and they've said some things which makes you think that they're a good prospect for you. It's very simple. Ask them if you can have, a sales call with them. But you don't have to just call them and say, hey, can I pitch you? Instead, say that something along these lines. Hey, Bill, in some of our conversations or in our last conversation, you had mentioned that blank. So, and this, of course, that blank is going to be in the context of the work you do. So last time we were talking, you mentioned that you were struggling with this, or last time we were talking, you mentioned that, this was happening with your accounting and you sell accounting services, or in your branding and you sell branding, or with your marketing, whatever it is. You had mentioned blank. Because of that, I think there might be some ways that, I could actually help you. Would you be okay with grabbing a conversation? And I could, I'd like to find out more about what you're working on. And I'd love to tell you what I do and how I work with clients. And there might be a way that I can help you. And if not, totally okay. But I'd love to actually find out a little bit more and dig in with you. And it's something like that. Now, that's kind of my style. Like I'm very loose, but I'm also like, hey, this is what I want to do. And you could definitely say it in your style. But the important thing is you said this. Therefore, I think I can help you, and I would like to find out more. But also in that, I'd like to tell you how I work with people. That is how you can get to that sales conversation, and so that's how you can get to whether it is a formal sales call or whether it is a cup of coffee that you're having with them. And you can even say after the ask, would you be okay with grabbing a cup of coffee, or in this day and age, a Zoom call for 30 minutes? Would love to find out a little bit more about that topic you're talking about, but also would love to share with you what I do and how I work with my clients. So again, you're not saying, hey, can I sell you? But you are positioning yourself as somebody who helps people with the challenges that they mentioned they had. And you can, and you're prefacing this as not just let's just have a conversation, but you're going to talk about what you're working on. I'm going to talk about what what I can do. And so at least you're going into that next conversation in the framework of that conversation is one that allows you to say, hey, here's how I work with clients. And again, if they are continuing to talk about the stuff that they do, hey, Tom, what's up, man? Good to have some local friends on here as well. So thanks, Tom. You and I last time we met was at a coffee house. Unfortunately, we can't do that right now. So I'm glad we're getting a little virtual time as well. But anyways, you're giving yourself the opportunity to actually ask for the business, or even just ask for the next step at the end of that conversation. So people aren't just like, holy cow, I didn't think you were going to sell me anything. It's like, going back to that dating analogy, if you asked somebody out, but it was like really unclear if it was a date, and then at the end you had this really awkward moment where you're like, is there a good night kiss because this is a date, or are we shaking hands because we're just friends? Like, that's really awkward and weird. You don't want that awkwardness at the end of this sales conversation. And the way that you're going to avoid that is so that is by setting up ahead of time the context. I'd like to show you how I work with people, that I am going to at least position myself and present myself as a person who solves problems that you might have. And if you do have those problems that I can help solve, I am going to, I'm going to at least, offer the opportunity for us to work together. So that's my suggestion. I think networking is a key way for small business owners, solopreneurs, freelancers to get business, to build their businesses. But I think it's also really important that we don't get stuck just in networking, that when the time is appropriate, when there's somebody saying something where we can help them out, that we do offer to pitch them. Because in many ways, it's like you're not doing somebody a service if they're talking about a problem they have, and you're not saying, hey, can I help you with it? Again, you can't just wait for them to be like, oh, please, can I hire you? You have to ask. I mean, that's a big part of the sales process, is just asking for the business. So that's our tip today. Is again, we're trying to keep these noon small business selling skills videos pretty short. Please tell your friends if you know anybody who's wants to improve their sales, their networking, their marketing skills. We're not going every day at noon, because it depends a little bit on if I can get the studio / my son's nursery, if that's available. But we are going to be coming back next week. We will be back tomorrow as well. So definitely stop by then. And also, if you are a small business owner, a solopreneur, freelancer, solo consultant, solo professional service provider, please do check out our coaching group. I'm trying to get to the right button. There we go. The Selling Launchpad. Or if you know somebody who's starting a business and wants to get better at selling, or who maybe has had a business for a while and just wants to, again, bring in more prospects, close more business, do it in a way that's authentic, that's not stressful, and that actually, again, wins business. Please check this out, the Selling Launchpad. It's a great community that we have for people who are trying to build their businesses. And again, very specifically around kind of the small business sales professional, the solo professional who's trying to get more business. So thank you so much. If there's a topic or question you have that you'd like to see me address, again, it doesn't have to be a big question, because we're trying to do these short, to the point, but please feel free to reach out to me. If we're not connected, please do connect with me here on LinkedIn. Happy to have a conversation. But if there's any question you have or anything you'd like me to talk about, big or small, strategy or tactic, just let me know, and I will do my best to come up with a good answer for you. And if I don't know it, I'll go and do some research and find it. Other than that, have a fantastic day. Enjoy your Thursday. See ya. Bye.